or kill off local shops. This is Walkden in Salford, and according to a recent report, 40% of retail units here are closed. So it's no wonder local people are saying there's nowhere to do the shopping.
I think it's a bit poor now, to be honest. I think it's not worth coming to.
Pathetic. There's just nothing, not much here. You can't get any clothes or anything like that. It used to be quite good. All the shops were occupied and everything was okay. But I don't really think so now.
Very depressing, and you wouldn't come up just to have a wander around because there's nothing here to entice you to come. So, well, look, we're hoping for better things.
So what's it like to own a business here? Helen Jardine runs a fireplace shop with her sister and has lived in Walkden all her life.
It used to be a good place to be. All the shops was full, all small local family-run businesses, and people had come from Eccles and Swinton and all over, to not just local people.
Why are 40% of the shops here closed?
Well, I think a lot of the 40% in the Ellesmere centre that have closed, and that's due to the fact that the rates, rent and rates are too high for them, and a lot of them have been forced out.
You know people who've gone out of business. What effect has it had on them?
I know a few people that the effect has been quite devastating. Not only have they lost the business, but they've also lost the house. They've been repossessed because they couldn't keep up payments because they wasn't getting enough custom through.
Very much. It's a similar story next door at Nick's News. What impact has it had on you seeing all these shops close and the place being quite run down?
Everyone would like to live in a nice place that's busy, and certainly when you've got a business like ours, you know, you want lots of people about and using Walkden, but sometimes it's like a ghost town. You know, it can be very, very quiet, and I don't know as well. You know, it might. I don't know whether it's a fact or not, but it might actually determine whether some people choose to move to Walkden, whether they choose to come and live in the area right now, because you know, there's not that much to offer, or there hasn't been since the deterioration of the centre.
I decided to check out the Ellesmere Centre for myself. It's at the top of Walkden town centre and consists of row upon row of empty shops. Brian Henson runs a cold meat shop with his sister. He's one of the few shops currently trading in the Ellesmere Centre.
258. We were the last shop in. We've been in here 6.5 years, and nobody else has opened up. It's just gradually people have either retired from their own businesses or they've just gone out of business because through lack of trade, really.
And how does that make you feel?
It's funny, really, because we do okay because we're food, but other businesses, you just feel sorry for them because there's just not as many people knocking about.
Tucked away up on the first floor is Avril Day and her school uniform shop. How's the fact that so many units here are empty affected shopping and Walkden in general?
You get a lot of complaints from customers about how dead the place is and things like that. And you get people coming up and saying, I didn't know you were here. You know, and I've been here 15 years. And you get, oh, I don't come upstairs, there's nothing to come for. And
so there's no
like
passing
that.
trade, really?
No, there isn't, no.
Why do you think there are so many empty units here?
They have been kept empty pending all the development that's going on now. Simply because tenants are having to be moved, and space really is becoming a bit of a premium, moving the existing tenants. Had they have taken on further tenants, it could have been very difficult to go forward.
Although no new shops have opened here in the past 6 years, all that's about to change. The precinct and the land next to it is being completely redeveloped. The massive structure behind me will, when it's finished in the autumn, be amongst the biggest of its kind in the UK. And who's coming to town? Who else but Tesco? The retail giant already has a successful store in Walkden. It's being replaced by the new superstore. Tesco employs more than 15,000 people across our region. They range from the small Tesco Express to the gigantic Tesco Extra planned for Walkden. The new superstore will be integrated into the Ellesmere centre, which it's hoped will attract a host of major high street names. But as the deal took years to go through, many of the small family-run businesses have already left the Ellesmere centre. I meet up with Jed Carney, who acts for the centre's landlords, Derwent Holdings. There have been accusations, though, that some of the small traders who have folded have said it's because of the high rents, the tenancy agreements were changed, and that has had a knock-on effect on their lives. Some have lost houses, the families have been affected as well. What would you say to that?
Well, initially what we've done is the tenancies were, as tenancies ended, we've put them on short-term tenancies, which allowed us to talk to them to move them round, which is what we've done, which is why the tenants that you see up there are all on short-term tenancies. Because, as I've said to them, I don't expect them to sign up to long leases until we've delivered what we're saying we're going to deliver. It's unfair of us to ask them to sign a 5-10 year lease when we've not created what we're saying. So it's a two-way street.
Is there a future for the little guy here?
Yes, has to be, because without that we don't have the interest. What we're trying to create is a scheme that is compatible with something that you would find in Manchester city centre. You take the little guys, put it in with the big guys, and you create a significant counterbalance to the Tesco there.
But has the new development come too late to save Walkden? I had a tour of the enormous new premises from Tesco's corporate affairs manager, Michael Kissman. It's taken 5 or 6 years to even get to this process. You're not finished yet. In that time, lots of the units have closed in the Ellesmere centre. You walk around the area, there's lots of boarded up shops. Why on earth is it taking so long?
And it has, and I think our frustration is that the process can sometimes take a while to go through planning, get planning, and obviously build. But the important thing is now that we are investing, we're starting to see other investment come into the area.
What chance is there for the little guy, though, who may have one unit in the Ellesmere centre when a great big Tesco like this is starting up here?
When you talk to our customers, they say they want our store in the town so they can use the range of services that are on offer. We expect that to happen. It's happened elsewhere in the UK, and we think it will be the right investment at the right time, both in jobs and in terms of shopping experience for people in the town.
But what will this mean for Brian, who's going to be trading in Tesco's shadow?
Initially, when it first opens, we're expecting it to sort of like be a big effect. But it's going to be so big, it's going to be a lot of walking around to just do basic shopping. Not necessarily say Friday and Saturday when people are going out to do the weekly shop, but through the week when people only want 1 or 2 things, it's a big shop to go into. So I think we'll have the trade Monday to Thursday. Tesco's will take it Friday, Saturday.
As for Helen, she's decided that if you can't beat them, you may as well join them, and is moving to new premises directly opposite the superstore. Well, Helen, it's a great new place, and of course you're going to be right opposite where the new Tesco's going to be. Yeah. Why did you want to move here?
Basically, where we was, there was not much passing trade. This is cheaper rent for us, bigger premises, and right near Tesco, we're going to get more passing trade.
You lived in Walkden all your life. Are you optimistic about its future? I
am, yeah. It can only get better. Tesco, the new Tesco, should bring more jobs to Walkden. There's nothing in Walkden at the moment, so hopefully it'll bring more custom, more passing trade, and smaller businesses like yourself will benefit from that as well, because there's more people coming into the area.